What is going on, everybody? For this video, I am doing another Jubilee video. Yeah, I know, it's another Jubilee video. Crapping on them a lot, but what can you do? This time, it's gonna be about cheaters. Do all cheaters think the same? Short answer, no. Long answer, we're gonna see right here. With that being said, let's get this started.
My dad cheated on my mom cheated on my dad, my sister would always get cheated on, my brother cheated on his wife. I never thought that I would cause that kind of pain to someone.
I am a cheater, and it was a very hard time in my life when it happened. I ruined an entire part of myself.
Before, I wasn't very empathetic with cheaters, but after I did it, I understood.
I feel like it's a part of me, but it's not who I am right now.
I'd say in my early 20s, I didn't know why I was cheating. I didn't think a bunch about it.
Normally a lot of people, they definitely beat themselves up for it. I don't.
It's very interesting how they show mostly women. They did give a disclaimer early on that one of the guys dropped out, so that's why there's only one guy. But it's very interesting how it's still predominantly women that are cheaters on this episode. Guys get crapped on a lot for cheating. Very interesting to see a little bit of a slightly different perspective.
When I cheated, I enjoyed it. 3, 2, 1, go.
I was there for it. I was there for the cheating. Like, let me tell you, like, I'm here for it. It's a catharsis. It's cool for like the moments while you're in it, and then afterwards, I feel horrible. It's like, okay, I'm doing this. I feel good because I'm connecting with someone, and I'm not connecting with my partner. And so this feels good to have this sort of connection with someone else.
I cheated in another country, so at that time, I was like, oh, nobody's gonna know about this. I don't say anything. It's, you know, it's all about me right now. So at that time, I enjoyed it. But yeah, as soon as I got back, I just felt so guilty. Man, you know, you high and then it went like low.
Yeah, I enjoyed it in the process because one, my boyfriend at the time was 2,000 miles away. And here's my best friend's cousin, who is right here and open and willing. And I was like, fuck it, let's go.
I actually cheated on somebody. I was in a long distance relationship. I didn't cheat on the person like through sex. It was something totally different. I just considered other things as cheating. I did not enjoy it, no. It was like with a friend from like middle school. He like hit me up. I was like, how you doing? Okay, let's go hang out. What's happening? So no, I didn't enjoy it. And
You didn't enjoy
really
the moment?
horrible.
Like you didn't enjoy like actually being with the person?
No.
Not at all, from the very beginning?
It just like if you like let things happen, I just let it happen. I'm just like, oh, yeah, no.
Really?
Not again.
Then why didn't you stop? Why didn't you say, no, I don't want to do this then?
Yeah. That way, been like my lift's outside, gotta go. Yeah, at that point.
And he was like my ride, so I couldn't like
My lift is outside.
I couldn't, yeah, no.
Really? If someone cheats, you would assume they would enjoy it in the midst of it, in the heat of the moment. But she didn't enjoy it? That's kind of weird, isn't it? I don't know, that kind of says a little more about you than anything, I think.
And he was like my ride, so I couldn't like
My lift is outside.
I couldn't, yeah, no.
Once a cheater, always a cheater. 3, 2, 1, go.
I would say I strongly disagree with this saying, simply because people change, people grow up, people learn things. Just because I did this one bad thing when I was like, let's say 15, doesn't mean that it should haunt me for the rest of my adulthood.
Once a cheater, always a cheater? Okay, no, not really. I've been in several long-term relationships where like I've cheated from the very beginning into the very end of the relationship. And you guys are saying like I cheated one time when I was 15 or some shit like that. I'm like, oh, you guys are awesome. I was like on some straight fuckboy shit. So like I was straight up. So like what I was doing wasn't truly who I was. It was a defense mechanism. I have these strong emotions towards my partner. I really wish that they would listen to me. They're not, and so I'm just going to go and do something that makes me feel better. So I don't think that once a cheater, always a cheater, but I do, on the other hand, always tell every partner that I've been with about my habits and what I've done in the past. I share it openly because I think it's something that should be shared more often, because we're not the only people that cheat. People watching this stuff are also cheaters.
Okay. All right. At least he's upfront and said that, you know, he's cheated in the past. So you know what you're getting yourself into if you decide to date this person. And if they happen to cheat, they happen to cheat. But I do agree it is, or I should say, I disagree with the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater. It's not necessarily true. You might have grown and learned from that part and become a better person as a result, right?
I would be willing to forgive someone if they cheated on me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, why is the girl gave a little, like, she looked like she kind of just rolled her eyes a little bit and slowly went to somewhat agree? I'm pretty sure that you can't really be on the camp that you would not forgive someone for cheating on you if you've had a history of cheating yourself. It's a little hypocritical, yeah?
Just because of the simple fact that I told my boyfriend at the time that I cheated on him, and then he forgave me. But then these things start happening where he's like, oh, but like, what's up? Where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to a party. He's like, oh, boys are gonna be there, huh? I'm just like, why would you do that? It just makes me want to like just go back to what I was doing.
You
Let me
have,
just hop. Like I can't.
no faith or trust in
Yeah,
me?
exactly. The
Like,
trust after was gone. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm fine. We're fine. Like, no,
Yeah.
we're not, because you're not emotionally, mentally like, oh, I'm like, we're done.
Right.
It wasn't done. So after that, I broke up with him, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be that person who just like, oh, you cheated. Bye. I'm not going to be like that mentally or physically. I'm just going to be like, no, we're going to work this out.
If it was the other way around, I still would have been begging at his knees to be with me because of how much I was in love with him. And I still forgive him for what he's done to me. And if anybody were to do that later on, I'd be like, hey, I've done it too.
3 out of the 4 relationships I was in, I was a cheater, but on that last one, I got cheated on. Cheating all throughout that first year. Second year, same thing through that. I forgave him for all of it. I was still the one begging him to be with me. I tried. I said I forgave him for that, but I didn't really. I still have a lot of hate in my heart for that.
Okay, so the way she said that was basically that there was a lot of cheating going on in that 4th relationship, that she wasn't the cheater. My question about that is then, did she admit to that particular person that she's cheated in the past? So he cheated and then kind of used that to kind of hang it over her head? Probably unpopular opinion. It seemed like it was karma that was kind of coming back to bite her in the ass a little bit, because she just said in 4 relationships, in 3 out of 4 of the relationships, she was a cheater, and the 4th one, she was cheated on. So yeah, karma.
But would I let the next person do that? Hell the fucking no. Like, what do you mean I'm gonna get to know you just for you to do all of that stuff? Like, that's why we learn from our past mistakes.
But have you learned from your past mistakes? You just said in 3 out of 4 of your relationships, you were the cheater, meaning that you did not really learn from your past mistakes. Because if it was 1 relationship that you were the cheater, okay, 3? That's a different story.
That's kind of me being a hypocrite because I did the same mistake over and over again.
You changed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Only because, before I cheated, I would have actually been all the way back there. And then I came here because I hold grudges. So, I mean, I will be more understanding to a person if they cheated on me because I did it. But it would be really hard for me to let it go because I would always replay it in my head. For me, actually, the person I cheated on, we're still together. We're getting married next month.
was gonna ask you about that. Congrats.
Yeah, so he forgave me big time.
How did you find
Obviously.
out? So you cheated with him like overseas?
Yes. At first, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just break it off, not say anything. But he was so willing to fix whatever was going on, and he was like, I don't know what's going on. What can I do to fix it? And I was like, this is just what's going on. This is what I have in my head. Like, I'm unhappy.
Well, you're also overseas, so if you're like 5,000 miles away or wherever you were, you cheated overseas. So kind of the cause that you didn't have the person close to you. That's my assessment without really knowing the details.
I think we should go to counseling and stuff. And so we did, and we're more honest and open with each other, and we were able to work it out.
That's awesome.
Cheating is always wrong. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's not always wrong because what if that person that you're in a relationship with is toxic? You're just like, okay, I have an excuse to cheat on this person. That's why.
Isn't that more of an excuse to break up with the person?
I know.
Yes! I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Cheating is always wrong. You disagree because the relationship is toxic. Then you should break up with the person, not still stay in the relationship with the person and then sleep with other people. Hey, if you want to sleep with other people and you're single, yeah, whatever. Have at it, Haas. If you are in a relationship and you are going to continuously do it and you might think it's wrong sometimes, but not all the time, there's an issue.
But you still have benefits with that person too. You know what I'm saying? You're in this relationship and then you're you have benefits, so why am I
That's
gonna
a
bring it
hard
up?
part, right? It's
Yes.
this is one of the things I'm why I'm afraid of marriage. It's in some ways, it's what if shit goes super south and I can't just undo this. This is not just a breakup.
I am a firm believer that no matter how toxic somebody is, no matter how horrible somebody can be, I don't think anybody on this planet deserves to be cheated on. I wanted to believe I had good reason, but I didn't, even though he called me a dumb bitch every other sentence. And I was the most ugly and stupid person that he's ever met. And I only exist to send him nudes.
Yeah, you did the right thing by getting out of that relationship. You did the right thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone is saying that all the time to you, you just break up.
You can be in love and still cheat. 3, 2, 1, go.
Really? 70% of people agreed in the Instagram poll? Then I don't really think you're in love, though. You might be in or in lust, but then you're not in love if you're in love and then you're still cheating, unless you have a very warped idea of what love is.
So the reason why I'm strongly disagree is because if you actually love someone, why would you ever want to inflict any sort of pain on them? Since you're supposed to be there, I guess you can say their other half, why would you want to be the bad half of it? It doesn't really make any sense.
Did you love the guys that you cheated on?
No, that's why.
You didn't love them.
I don't love any of them.
Did you tell them that you loved them?
No.
You never said you love. I love.
Well, I never said it to any of them because I didn't love them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Not really. She didn't love him, so she didn't love him. I slightly agree with her on that. If she didn't say it, if she didn't love him, she didn't love him. So at least her moral compass in that regard makes sense. But yeah, you don't want to tell someone, say something like that to somebody and then still cheat. That doesn't really make much sense.
I was in love with the people I cheated on. I mean,
Would you call yourself a selfish person?
super selfish. At that time, for sure. Super, super selfish.
But do you think you could have been selfish in a different way and still not have hurt the person?
Exactly. Yeah, I do. I agree with you. And that's a thing that now at this portion of life, I try and do. I've not cheated in a long while.
Yeah, I don't have too many experience with relationships. So actually, my fiance, he was my first boyfriend. So.
Did you feel like you wanted to experience other people? What was the?
200%. So yeah, like I said, he was my first relationship, and at that time, I wasn't very confident in myself, my appearance, my personality. Guys were always looking at my friends, and I was like, okay, this guy likes me. It's this is it, And then as I got older, I just like more comfortable with myself, and I'm like out when I was in Japan, I was like, oh hey, people like I'm getting attention, like I love this, like not like I fell out of love with my fiance now, but it was like, hey, somebody else likes me, I am pretty, like I am cool. He's not just saying that, you know?
That's clearly an issue with her then, because if her fiance is her first boyfriend and no one was ever batting her an eye, the moment she got some action in terms of people looking at her, she jumped ship. I'm actually curious to know what her boyfriend looks like.
I have forgiven myself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Damn, you guys haven't forgiven yourself. I've forgiven myself. For sure. I mean, it took a lot of like reflecting. I don't think my cheating is not truly who I am. It was the result of not seeing healthy relationships as I was growing up, not seeing how people can work through things in a healthy way.
I feel like I had to forgive myself just because, especially after the relationship that I was in after that I got cheated on, just because now I understand both sides of it. It isn't easy both ways, but I feel like if you really actually want to learn and grow from something, you definitely have to forgive yourself, because you can't grow if you don't forgive yourself.
You've cheated so many times, it doesn't seem as though you've grown, that any of you have grown in that sense then. Am I wrong here?
Still haven't kind of forgiven myself, just for the simple fact that we're kind of like in a courtship, so we're like intending to get married. So I could have been in like her shoes of like, oh, fiance, but I didn't get that chance just because of the simple fact that I cheated, and then all that stuff happened. And yeah, that's something that I was like, damn, this time, if it would have stayed and I didn't cheat, I could have been like married by now. I could have had like the life that I wanted.
Do you think that you would be like, you and the guy would still be together if you hadn't cheated?
No. Okay. To be honest, because it was, I don't know how long I would have lasted in a long distance relationship. So, well, that's why I cheated.
I'm definitely still working on it. It's something that still happened recently, just last year. So I just felt like, you know, all my life I grew up to be this perfect person. My parents were very proud of me. I never like went against them. So when I went to Japan, we were already engaged. So me coming back, my dad already put money on a down payment for the venue and stuff. I felt so guilty. So like even now, I know everybody's like forgiving of me, but I just have to work on forgiving myself still, because I still think about it, you know, how it affected everybody around me.
All right, guys, that's a wrap.
Woo! Come on, guys.
1, 2 cheater. No, I'm just- that was crazy.
Okay, what the hell? They don't know what they want. They need to figure that out before they put themselves in a relationship. It just seems like a lot of these people were serial cheaters. It's one thing if they just cheated once, but like from the sounds of this, it seems like for the most part, most of them just cheated multiple times. These guys are a different breed. And the girl who was in that relationship that she got cheated on, the fourth relationship that she got cheated on, I'm very curious to know if she was more upset that she got cheated on and she didn't cheat on the dude fast enough. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, hit a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Until next time.